Alright, hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Before the video starts, I want to tell you, join me on Instagram, the link is of course under my name, right there. Join me because I'm going to announce a lot of, group classes, especially when it comes to calculation and openings, if you really want to improve this part of the game. Just join me on Instagram, you'll get some more information about, you know, group lessons and such. But now let's just take a look at the game, which was incredible. I played against a 2200 something DVZ, so German rating points, 2200 DVZ, so like this German rating means almost 2300 FIDE, or between 22 and 2300, it's like basically any title and any rating in the world. But the special, very small point of this game is that I am super duper sick. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. I arrived at the chessboard. I wanted to cry. I'm still destroyed. And I was definitely worse, then definitely better, then definitely worse. And I had to attack and I had to defend. So if you want to learn how to attack and how to defend, this is the right game. So let's just start. Now, I had the black pieces. And my opponent named Agron Zimberi, and my name is Louis Tarani. We faced each other. I didn't know my opponent's rating or my opponent's name or anything. I just knew the name, and I felt like, I compared this guy to Artrit Zimberi, which is like a Kosovar uh, FIDE master, and I thought he was the IM or whatever. But okay, d4, d5, we played a London system, a knight f6, c3, which was a little bit surprising. I mean, I knew he wanted to go for a London system or eventually some bishop g5 such, so I don't know. So I played e6, which was a little bit dangerous since now he can go for those bishop g5 lines, and does not very sound openings, but still playable if you want to attack very aggressively. So, something pretty untheoretical. But okay, he played bishop f4, I played bishop d6, he went for e3, castles, knight d2, and I played c5. And here I made a mistake. So c5 is decent because I really wanted to go for this anti-London system, which I already talked about on my Leeches blogs. You can go check my Leeches account. You will see my Leeches blogs about the London system, how to play it and how to play against it if you want to win with both colors, basically, or get a draw in the worst case. And basically, here after bishop d3, I made a huge mistake. And I didn't realize it until a couple of moves later, but here I can simply take, and go queen b6. Because there is a problem here, and he doesn't have any good ways of fighting back. After b3, I can just capture. Because if knight takes, then I have knight c6, and notice that I have two pawns in the center against none. And if he goes pawn takes, then after knight c6, oops, something is happening around here. Feels like this pawn is dropping. Oops, oops. And I know that, but I forgot. But I forgot. So after bishop d3, I played queen c7 instantly. He took, went 95, and this is when I realized, oh, because now, because now the problem is that when I go 96, like I did in the game, he can play f4, and this is funny. This is literally now that I realize that I blundered. Literally right now. I realized that, and something is off. But something is really, really, really off. Because after f4, usually I will show you what I intended. What I intended is something like bishop g3, knight d7, castles, e5, and this is what I intended. And sometimes when you have lines like that, white goes knight e5, you go queen c7, bishop d3, knight d7, this, then knight e4, and you play f6. I'm sorry, and you play f6 to threaten to capture on f4 at some point. And if they capture, 95 is just useless. It's not doing anything. I can capture, I can eventually push and play d5. I have plenty of moves available. Maybe not push, but mainly captures. And I'm just having a very simple game. Uh, and in the game, we will basically get what I intend to get when I play this line. It's just that he has a better version of it, because in the game, we no longer have the bishops. So here, even if I manage to play f6, I won't have this bishop over there, regarding, the bishop on g3. And usually, I can capture, and if c takes with the knight and the queen on c7 or something, then I can basically go, for some, I basically have some things going on with the bishop on d6. And if he captures that way, then I have the battery over here guarding the f4 pawn, and I can be threatening some f6, and then the f4 pawn will just drop because I will have a bishop and a queen. So I will be attacking over there with the bishop on g3. And this is just fine for black. But now it's simply not the case. Exactly like in the study on Lichess. It's just that I messed up. Simple as that. So I decided to play c4 and b5, just trying to go for some queenside attack. My opponent went queen to f3, after which I thought, all right, he wants to eventually push some e4 one day, so let's just play bishop b7. I used b5 to prevent any sort of attack, so now I can play some a5 b4 and I can start attacking. a3, I played a5, trying to prepare some b4, so it's pretty fine. Feels like white is going to attack on the queen side. Feels like white is going to attack on the king side, and I'm about to attack on the queen side. And the whole point is that as long as I haven't moved all those pawns, it doesn't matter if he's guarding with 2, 3, 5 pieces. It's very hard for him to break through. And since it's hard for him to break through on the king side, if you go check my last upload and of course my last blog on Lichess, uh, it doesn't match the attacking guide simply because my position isn't opened or didn't open yet. I didn't give any breakthroughs, any leverage to my position. Basically, if I had gone h6 already, it would be possible for him to go g4, g5. And if I had pushed a g6, then h4, h5 would be a problem, like in the game, because at some point I had to play g6 because I blundered. Um, but as long as nothing moved around those squares, it's very hard for him to attack. So I will just attack on the queen side, since he already created some holes, on the queen side, and some hook, exactly, some hooks. So he went queen h3, which the engine doesn't like. I didn't think that the engine already analyzed. So it feels like chess.com already analyzed the game, which I just want to hide the engine evaluation. Exactly, now it's hidden. All right, I didn't know. Okay, it's all right. It's decent according to the strong stockfish. Now basically he's threatening, if I go b4, he goes knight g4. And the problem is he's threatening to capture and then mate on h7. And if I capture, he doesn't capture back, he mates me on h7. So I had to go knight e7 first, because now if he goes knight g4, I can play knight to e4, which closes this huge diagonal. So it doesn't matter if he captures that way. This is nothing. I haven't weakened anything yet. I can still play knight f5 or knight d5, mainly knight f5 just to keep this pawn alive. I can still push f5 if needed, followed by knight d5. So basically, this diagonal is closed, and it's very hard to attack when you don't have this light square bishop with you. So he castled after knight e7, and I went knight to e4, and I basically equalized. I knew that I had a very good position, everything was solid, and my opponent went g4. So g4 is tricky. First of all, if I capture the knight, I get mated. Simple. Second thing, if I go f5, after g5 I capture and I win a piece because he's no longer mating on h7. This diagonal is closed. But the thing is, after f5, how do I want to proceed? He just goes knight f3, I guess. And how do I make any more progresses? I just weaken the e5 square a lot, and I don't care that I gained the control of the e4 square. This is not a good bishop, and he's applying more pressure on my pawn structure than I am his. So I wasn't quite sure how to deal with that, so I decided not to do anything about that and just to play rook fc8. Now, I had another move in mind, which was f6, and when he moves away, then I can get rook b8 or rook c8 or even b4. The problem that I had with this is that I thought that it didn't make any sense to play that, but I could feel like something was correct. Rook fc8, and I'm playing b4, and I won't get any troubles with this because the rook will be guarding this pawn. So if he does something like that, I can always play f5, and still push f4. Still push b4 because the c rook defends the c pawn. Uh, little that I know, I thought that I was in great shape. He hit me with queen h5, and here I show the worst possible calculation ever. First of all, okay, if he captures, he mates me, because check, if king h8, knight f7 is mate, and if king f8, queen f7 is mate. So I cannot capture on g2. Second thing, if I go g6, I thought that he has to go queen h6, and if I capture on d2, I thought that he can almost mate me with g5. If I capture, knight there, and it's game over. Because it's simply game over. And if this, then check, this, and mate. Yeah? Now, I missed knight f5. I thought that he can do this, and then if I capture, it still mates. This is already a signal. Something is off in my calculation. So I realized, wait, Loris, you're not in great shape. You missed that. And then I realized, wait, but if he does this, I have knight f5. And if he captures, I have queen f8. Haha, I'm a champion. And after captures, I'm attacking the bishop and the rook. And I thought that I'm winning a piece, completely overlooking that, but I still have knight b3, so it's fine, I guess. But I completely missed rook f2. But also, I can simply capture since knight g4 isn't playable now. Okay. Second thing that I miss is that he can just go knight e4 like he did in the game. And now I'm just the biggest crap on earth because I cannot capture because I lose my knight and I'm down a piece, and he's also forking my two pieces and maybe winning a pawn. Uh, so I have to capture back. And now he goes queen h4, and my brain thought that I have f6, which traps the knight, but this is hanging. So I guess it's not, and once I realized that, wait, my calculation is up, and I realized it there. Here I have 25 minutes on move 19. So this is another signal. If you're taking a lot of time and you realize that you're only playing shitty moves, this is when your mindset should be switching. You know that your brain isn't working, so do not calculate. Only check for tactics. Go for the first move your instinct shows you. Before playing it, make sure that it's tactically playable and then play it. Basically, play blitz. Basically, play blitz. And I played f5. So f5 is very simple. My my brain thought, I thought that I can, after capture, go knight takes, and if queen h3, b4, and I hope for the best. It's just that here he has takes, and I have to go bishop takes, because if I go rook takes, I might be losing a pawn, and losing a pawn is not good. And maybe here I'm fine, but I have no clue. Absolutely no clue about anything. So I decided to play that, and we'll hope for the best. I'm dead tired, so I guess it's pretty decent that I already have a couple of ideas. He played rook f2, which was strange to me. So I decided to go b4. The ancient says to go knight d5 first, because apparently queen f6 wins the game. And what I miss is that he's threatening mate. And the problem is, I cannot go rook f8 like I thought in the game because of knight c4 in between move. He's attacking both. He's attacking my queen. And the problem is, I don't have queen c6. Because he captures exactly, he captures on e7, and now now I'm down a pawn and everything is collapsing. I can't even capture, this is hanging over there. Yeah, and if I go queen c7, he captures here with check. So I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's definitely not great. Yeah, so I decided. I didn't see that. He also missed that, by the way. But okay, I played b4. He played rook g2. I played knight d5 because I thought, yeah, now there was no more queen f6. So I barely saw that, but it didn't even cross my mind. Like I have some pictures of me after the game. Because I went there with with a friend of mine, and she took a lot of picture, actually, a lot of pictures. Eventually, I can try to show you my face, but I was white like a vampire. I was just so dead. It turns out, when I came back, I took my temperature. I had 40 degrees. How is it called again? When you're extremely warm, but like sick warm. I forgot the name now, but basically I was just dead, and it's basically the same right now. I'm still not feeling good, but okay. Uh, Sorry. I played 95, which is attacking both pawns, and I felt like, oh no, I'm just getting demolished over here. This is game over. Let's just capture a pawn and hope for the best. Here, I just calculated that if he captures here, I'm still in time to capture that way, because if he captures here, I make a queen with check, and I hope for the best. And if he moves the rook away, I can just capture that way, and it doesn't matter that he captures here, I'm up a pawn, so maybe I'm lost, but at least I'm up a pawn. It's super duper dangerous. My position can just collapse in single move, like queen h6, h4, h5. Feels like I'm dead. But it's okay. He captured back. I played rook c7, thinking that this pawn is undefendable. So at the very least, I will just gain this pawn and then try to defend as hard as I possibly can. Rook b1, huge mistake. He just gave me a tempo for free. What he missed, and what I also missed, because in the game I thought, wait, but there is knight c4, and his idea is that if I capture, he captures, and I didn't see that before playing knight c3. I thought he just blundered. He didn't play knight c4. He played rook e1. I would check it with the engine. Does knight c4 work? I think it does. Or doesn't it? I think captures. And please, the engine, tell me that I'm right or wrong. Just tell me something, the engine, please. The engine is broken. It's been 2 days. I can't use the engine on leadchess on chess.com. It's crazy. I mean, I could on the phone, but it feels like knight c4 was working because I realized captures, and this is not good. And also I realized that if I go queen a6, I'm attacking there and here. Maybe this is what he missed. Maybe I also missed that. Who knows? We will never know. Anyway, he played rook e1, I played rook f8, making sure that nothing is collapsing. Queen h6. Here I made a huge mistake. I played bishop a6. I wanted to take, but after knight takes, I wasn't sure how to keep going right here. So I decided just to play bishop a6 with the intention that I'm defending, and now I might be playing rook g7. And by the way, I saw a trick. If takes, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, which wins the queen, I sacrifice the queen, and after queen takes, I have rook g7, takes, and I'm up a piece. And being up a piece is good, so I decided that it's good. So after bishop a6, he went king h1, maybe fighting against that. By the way, I didn't tell you, but since I realized that around queen h5, so around here, yeah, here I had 25 minutes on the clock, and after queen h4, I decided to play everything instantly. So now I'm basically playing instantly. I'm moving all my pieces instantly. I'm barely taking a minute just to make sure that there is no tactic. I'm playing super, super fast. And he has like an hour on the clock. I have 25 minutes, and then he dropped, I think, all the way down to 30 minutes, something like that. So he played rook g1. I played rook f6, defending everything with a nice trick. If g5, I just move away and there's nothing. Uh, but he played h4, and I saw a trick. I can play queen f8. Now, if he goes g5, I have a very nice in-between move, rook b7. And now, if he captures my rook, I capture the queen, since the g-pawn is no longer defending the queen. And if he captures my queen, I capture with the rook. So notice what I'm doing. I'm basically just looking for solid tactical moves. I'm not trying to literally defend with pawn moves and such. I'm just waiting. I'm just creating my counterplay. I created my counterplay on the queen side, and now that I am winning on the queen side, I'm basically holding my king side altogether. And also, another trick, if he goes h5, which happened in the game, I can play g5, which is trapping the queen, and this is absolutely magistrous. This guy just trapped his queen, but the line isn't over, and here he made a mistake. In the game, I calculated queen g7 because I have a hard time actually. If I capture back with the queen, the first problem is that, first of all, he can just capture on f5. Okay, and after rook takes, he has to go rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, pawn takes. Here material is equal, but I have 95 in the end. And if he captures, I capture on d3, and now I can push the pawn to the win. And this is what I saw. But I don't know. Everyone was looking the game. Many people congratulated me how you trapped the queen and such. But it's harder than that because I still had to go on a couple of forcing moves everywhere. You know. If pawn takes, this is fine, but rook takes, takes, 95. And if knight g4, by the way, and this is now the pointiest point ever. I can go c3, and now when you capture on e4, I had a nice move. I had bishop e2, because now I'm attacking the knight. The knight has to move somewhere, and now I can capture on e3 since the knight is no longer guarding. This is still attack, and I'm still pushing. And this is what I had to see to play queen f8, and I saw that. But he captured on g5 instead after g5, and so now it's very simple. Takes. I can go rook f7. If he captures, I win. So I'm the king of the jungle. Yeah, and he played g6. I decided to capture. If he captures back, then I can go rook wherever I want. And if he goes like he did in the game f5, I wasn't even calculating anymore. It was just move by move. The last thing I calculated was the sign with queen g7. So he captured rook h2, which is a surprise. I thought he could just give a check, but he didn't. Rook h2, I decided to sacrifice the knight just to have a simpler game. And now I have many pieces potentially attacking the king. So I went check, check. And now the rook is pinned. So I just start my attack, knight e2. I'm attacking the rook on e1. By the way, I saw a very nice line. If he goes bishop d1, I have check. Not queen h5, because after rook h2, I mean, technically, I could still play this endgame, but it's hard to win. It might be equal already, maybe. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is still winning, but okay. Why? So after bishop d1, the correct move is queen h3, rook h2, and then I have knight to g3 check. Takes, and now I have a queen against the rook, so it's winning. So let's go back a few moves. So I went 92, he went rook b1, I went c3, just trying to open lines up, and basically I realized that he can give a check he can give a check, I move, and then he doesn't have a lot of moves. He can't really prevent knight g3 from happening. He played rook g8, so now he prevented knight g3, but there I have queen h3 check. The king is can't move anymore, and after rook h2, I have queen f1, which is check. Rook g1, queen takes g1, it's mate. So he resigned after queen h3. All right. So queen h3, and this is the end of the game. And he resigned at this position. So it's not a clear game. I already analyzed with the strong engine. Let me just show you what the super duper strong engine says. Here we have a lot of things happening. A lot of things are going on right now, right there, right here. But it's fine. I find it very interesting. Yeah, this is not a good game, but we both played a couple of brilliant moves. I played at 84.8%. We both played a very middle game, says the Chess.com engine. I played at 2250. This is a very strange game where we both could have gone for something way more aggressive than what we expected. And Queen h5 is a very strong move, which I missed. I completely missed. And then I made a lot of calculation mistakes. All the moves like Rook c7, Rook a6, which the engine recommended, were ideas that I had in mind, but I couldn't calculate anymore, and I didn't want to try it. So this is the thing. Yeah, and here Queen f6 is just winning the game. It's like completely winning. But okay, and here, of course, the game goes on. And yeah, and here we did a lot of mistakes, but it's normal, we're not having a lot of time. It's a very practical game. The engine says it's brilliant. HG is brilliant. Congratulations, guys. This is absolutely brilliant. But it's okay, because practical chess is the type of chess which makes you win tournaments for a very good reason. Either you arrive at the chessboard like scientists, and scientists know absolutely everything. They know what is the best opening. They know all the best ways to achieve a draw with white, with black. They have all the perfect opening knowledge. But when they arrive at the board, they just forget that a chess tournament is like like two fighters in a cage or two gladiators. So this is, two gladiators. No, no. Forget about your books. Forget about your glasses. Because in a real fight, this is the guy with no teeth that wins. It's never the beautiful, handsome guy that wins. It's the guy with no teeth. So don't pretend to be smart. Act strong. And this is basically practical play. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm still using this last minutes of the video to talk about my online classes and my online academy, case by case. All the links are, of course, in the description. See you in the future. Thank you very much. Oh, and by the way, this game wasn't FIDE rated. So basically, I won against 22 something, 2230, yeah, 2230 DVZ. So the Deutsche Wertungszahl, so the German rating system. So it's good. So I think I crossed 2100 on the German rating, but not on the FIDE rating. So I guess it's mid. But okay, it was definitely funny. I definitely had a very, very good experience playing this this team match. The next team match in Germany is in 3 weeks. Normally, I should be playing against Theo Homeles, but I might not be sure about that yet. Not sure about anything at all, to be fully honest with you. So thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the future. Take care.